そうだ、味方だぜ。
This thing on? Oh. It seems you have found yourself the signal. Very well. I will leave you some coordinates in order to find the town of Eldorado. My name is Dr. Moriarty Maddock, and I am in need of great assistance. There is a beast lurking outside, and we must defeat it. And also, as well, we are looking for many individuals of varying skills. If you wish to find yourselves deep within the winter wastes, Eldorado is a place of mild warmth and great danger. Hope to see you there, Wastelanders.
Hello, and welcome everyone to D6, where I, Sham, bring together voice acting friends, emerging friends, and friends in general onto a D&D live stream show. And this will be the last show this week for the rest of the year, where we will have our two-part one-shot for the next couple of weeks. So in case you guys don't know, that is what's happening. So if next week something happens, that's what's happening. So First and foremost, our wonderful sponsors, as usual, the wonderful people over at thedeckofmany.com. In case you guys don't know who thedeckofmany.com, to those of you who are just joining us, or if you are returning to constantly hear my wonderful compliments over at the people that do make these wonderful RPG 5e reference cards. This also includes their 5e animated spell lenticular cards that are just super amazing, super awesome. They also make the monsters pack, which is 1 through 4, has a whole bunch of dragons and other amazing stuff, as well as NPCs, weapons, conditions, and just so much more. And they also have their Humblewood campaign, which involves burbs of all amazing creatures, in case you guys wanted to go check them out. So if you guys want to go and check out all these wonderful products and so much more, the deckofmany.com. That is the deckofmany.com for your RPG reference cards. And in case if you want to get $5 off your final order, use the code D6DR and you'll get $5 off your final order on the deckofmany.com shop. So, thank you, deckofmany.com. And also, our second sponsor, as usual, the wonderful people that do continue to support me, the show, and so much more, is the wonderful and amazing patrons over on Patreon. If you guys haven't heard, if you guys have not heard, the Patreon is just something that has been able to help produce the show, lets me produce content, and so much more. I really do suggest you guys go check it out. There are rewards that follow being a patron and so much. So that being said, oh, we got rated. Hey, Joe has rated us. Thank you, Joe. Joe Cat. That is super awesome. Thank you guys. And hopefully you enjoy this episode as a part of the campaign. If you want to become a patron, there are links down below. There are rewards that follow becoming a patron, like t-shirts and stickers and various other things. If you guys want to go check that out, supporting the show, supporting everything that I do, including all the other content that I create, this is just one piece of a greater sum and whole, and I am so looking forward to making so much this year. So, that being said, players, go ahead. You may wake up. And also, just so excited. Thank you, Joe. That was freaking awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Pressure.
Thank you,
Joe.
Joe.
Thank you.
Miss your sir.
Don't worry.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, yes.
Don't worry. We'll see what happens tonight. Please, everyone, do stick around. I hope you enjoy the story that we have culminated so far. So as usual, we're gonna go ahead, run through announcements real quick. I only have one announcement, and that's it. We're almost done with Fate Zero. It will hopefully be out for Christmas, and I really hope it does. We're getting some animation done. We're getting the final layout for the scenes done. In fact, Joe Cat is in Fate Zero 5. He'll be playing a very notable character and having a lot of back and forth with another notable character for the last stretch of the episode. So if you guys really are interested, by all means. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my only announcement. You guys already know about the next couple of weeks. We'll be doing Nightmare of Christmas for those premieres, and then those will be uploaded onto the D6 YouTube channel. There's a link down below in case you ever need to subscribe and watch any of our former episodes. We're now at episode 23, which I'm so happy. All right, so that being said, I'm gonna go around the table as we usually do. Boo, how you now?
Hey, how's it going? I got nothing else really new this week. My name's Boo Radley. I'm an artist on the internet. The only notable thing I really did was a fucking Game Awards stream with the lads over the Please Stop Talking podcast. So if you want, check out the bot over there. And other than that, I open for commissions every week.
Nice. All right, Brake.
Hey, I am Braki, aka Brachisoid. I play River, the Halfling Fighter. I'm in charge of telling you if you want to share anything regarding art or fan art or anything you want to share about the campaign, you can do so on Twitter by tagging us or using the hashtag D6DR.
Yeah.
As for stuff I'm doing, I'm gonna be streaming some more Pokemon stuff. I'm thinking of getting into a little bit of some online battles, so that's gonna be fun. Shiny hunting, which I've been doing the past couple of days. Been getting real lucky, especially today.
Ooh.
Is that
I got.
landed a girl?
I just nope, but I
Then it's
made a
useless.
girl. Nope. There's a glitch. You can turn a male Salander into Salazzle. Which I
Oh,
just did.
shit.
Oh,
A
nice.
glitch.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that you don't waste your shiny as a male Salander.
yes,
Fucking useless.
Right?
it works. But
Tisk, tisk. A guy who's all about rules, changing things for his own benefit.
it's a hobby.
Using a glitch to do so, no less.
Look.
I know, dude, I know.
My Salazzle says trans rights. Okay, so
I support the transition.
that's going to be for that. I do art online, which I need to get back into. Going to be doing some Christmas stuff in the next week. So keep in mind for that one. I'll be seeing you this week. That's it.
Yep. All right. Next up, Caitlin. Hey now.
Hello, I am Caitlin C37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Caitlin C37, where I paint a lot. My commissions are currently open, so if you want any D&D characters painted or anything like that, just hit me up. And that is about it.
All right. And next up, Mr. Malevich. So Malevich, every week it's never changed.
It has never changed. I have started up streaming again over the last couple weeks and started with the Dead Space franchise. I've already beaten the first one and have now basically blitzed my way through the second one and probably going to start the third one up eventually. And beyond that, I've been streaming Halo Reach because that decided to just come out like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play, but then again, my opinion is Halo 3 is the best Halo.
It's nice to be wrong.
Oh!
The smackdown.
Fair
Wait to finish
enough.
that story too.
And that's pretty much it, Mel?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. And Mr. Zito.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/Zito, where I play a shitload of indie games and I make a whole bunch of homebrew. Speaking of homebrew, I'm gonna go ahead and post it in the chat right now, or yeah, in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
The last thing I have made is, hey, we don't have ice patron for warlocks, so I went ahead and changed that.
Oh, nice.
By all means, if you want to play an ice cold and throw a lot of ice puns and memes at your friends, check out the Great Cold Patron on DM's Guild.
Perfect answer.
Beyond that,
I get to be Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
yes,
Yes!
you do.
Oh, damn.
God.
Please.
And you also get your own.
Chill.
Oh, by the way, one of the benefits of the Great Cold is you get to have your own imaginary owl friend that only you can see,
Owl.
and he never leaves your sight. So every time you turn around, he's always there.
It has a strange
nice.
note of that $1 million butt thing.
Beyond that, sorry. I'm gonna try and stay a little quiet because I am apparently
Yeah.
starting to get a cold. Beyond that, probably not this month, but probably sometime by the end of this month or by the start of January, I will be opening up a Patreon for homebrew content. So keep an eye on that.
Hey, yay.
Hey!
The next book is about a whole bunch of snakes because Yanti is a stupid only option for snake-like stuff.
Believe in the Sneeple.
Yeah.
You and T Pureblood are kind of busted.
Yeah, they are. So I'm giving you the better benefit with one that actually uses its body and one that actually bites people and poisons them.
Nice. All right.
I'm down for that.
I can feel for that. All right. And last but not least, one Mr. Terrence Dry.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, yeah. It's morning. in
Good
Australia.
morning.
What's good about it, Mr. Smee?
The sun is shining. Everything's on fire here. So yeah.
Oh, boy.
So Australia is normal.
Oh, no, there's actual, like, it's been months long fire in Australia.
What?
Legitimately.
Yeah,
it's
like,
actually just-
it's
just straight up on fire.
it's an actual legit problem that I wish the government would do more to fix, but it seems like the Australian government, I'm not going to say too much.
Let's not get into politics here.
Yeah, no, let's focus on the in-game politics. We'll talk out-game politics on our Twitters. Oh, gosh.
Well, in terms of announcements, I got casted for a couple more things, voice acting wise. You can find out all about that at Terrence Stride VA on Twitter. So if you want to see what I'm in. Haven't done anything personally for myself because literally I've just been voice acting for others. I've been announcing things left and right. I do have something coming out that I've recently got commissioned, and I'm very happy about it. I hope to be able to share it with everyone when it's done. And yeah, that's it.
All right. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead, jump on into tonight's game of D6.
It's time.
So, where we had last left off. So, as our adventurers have finally gotten home into Aurario, and of course, winning a couple of battles within the fighting pits, they have finally been exonerated of their crimes of Al-Anon, any former crimes, and then Krog included, as they finally begin to rest and breathe, and also have been requested to help the current situation with Lady Platypus and anyone that was within her ledger, any names, to help with the investigation and to proceed onward to figuring out who needs to be properly convicted and figuring out the full story of what was happening. In doing so, I did not break any miniatures. In doing so, the party found themselves within the Aceline Gambit, which is a casino and tavern, as well as the establishment that holds an underground monster fighting ring. Here there are two people that are currently within the ledger, and after a bit of gambling and making a deal with a tiefling woman, the party has gained access and also the interest of the owner of the establishment, with a meeting with none other than the Metilius that is within the party. And thus, you guys find yourselves within what looks to be a door with two guards set. One big hulking, half-orking looking individual and another dragonborn looking individual, red-scaled. As one pulls the door open, you see it is almost like an elevation room. As you can see, it is split in several sections to where it could go up and down. You see what looks like to be a halfling man who is well dressed, kind of like a bellhop looking individual. As you guys enter, he pulls a lever and you feel the weight. You also can hear the hum of magic, as it seems like that's what's powering this device. About 30 seconds later, you guys finally reach towards the bottom of this area. You see, as in the opening, as it begins to pass what looks like to be the ceiling of this building, you see there are a few people well dressed and have a lot of money. You see two monsters as they are fighting, a rust monster and what looks like to be a cockatrice as well, as these two are duking it out within the elongated pit. It's not like the one in the fighting pit where it's more squared. This one has more a rectangular pull to it, and what looks like to be a shimmer of magic that borders between the pit and the upper area where people are watching and experiencing this entertainment.
How big is the pit?
The pit, it's about 50-60 feet long and about 15 feet wide, and it goes down about 10 feet.
When describing the overall vibe of the audience, do you get a I subscribe to the New Yorker kind of vibe about them? Like, I'm being dead serious when I ask this, by the way.
You see that there are several individuals that seem pretty high-nosed, but there are also some rather shady-looking individuals who are cloaked and face-covered, as this is an underground pit. These places are often, illegal for a reason.
All right, fair enough. So it's a mixture of your average sports fan versus highbrow.
Yeah, and you also notice, who wants to make a perception check? To anyone that's familiar with Crestpusk.
With what?
With
what is that?
Forgetting because I've got history?
Crestpusk is the inner circle of the city, meaning this is where Metilius's area is, like the royal area.
So I
Okay,
guess
so I'm
Canis
not-
would make a perception on that.
I was gonna say
I
I'm not
come from a
familiar with
farm.
Yeah.
Where was his perception?
Oh, can I make a perception just to see if I see familiar symbol?
Sure.
Moon? Yeah, that's the one I care about actually.
Canis got a 9 on his perception.
Not
A12.
not too hard to see. There's a few royals here.
Your neighbor's here.
Yeah, some familiar faces, people that you don't know relatively well, but they're familiar. And with your immediate appearance being here, some are starting to turn their eye away, so that way they can protect their identity.
He has black hair though.
I remember your face.
All right. By the time you guys finally walk out of the elevator, and you are looking at now a starting to stone over rust monster, and you begin to kind of be led and pushed aside. There's a small opening towards the back of this pit area where it looks like it is a low lit and very seedy aura.
Does it feel like they're guiding us to be inside the pit?
No,
Okay.
you
No,
are.
the pit's further down, right?
Okay.
Yeah. As you guys are walking along the pit, you feel the magical aura that is. You see runes along before the pit drops down. These runes seem to act as the barrier to keep the monsters away from the entertained.
Oh,
So
what
pretty
a
much
pompous
like-
word for it. That's so good.
The high boxes or
No,
something?
oh.
Technically, the whole area is a high box. The back of the area seems to be a section reserved for the owner of the establishment. As
Oh.
you all begin to approach, you see there's a tiefling man and a dragonborn, once again red scaled, and they are heavily armored and kind of prepared for whatever will happen next. You see a man as he is kind of just staring off. There's a woman next to one of the torches. She's more lightly dressed and has a staff in hand. There's another man next to him who also tiefling, who is equally as heavily dressed. And that's pretty much that you can see. And the man that is sitting in the chair, kind of just staring off into the pits, he is dark-skinned. His hair a very dirty blonde. His eyes a greenish bluish hue to them. His skin is a bit darker, very tan, almost as if he's been working his whole life in the daylight. And what looks to be several flourishes and tattoos along his face. Very reminiscent to anyone that is familiar with any geography within this world.
I guess that's me.
Sure. It's
Get the guy with the +6 in fucking history to get that in there for you.
it's
+7 actually.
the design is reminiscent of somebody from Excelsium. It's very Celsian vibe to it, which is strange as they are not fans of tieflings.
Okay. Well, given that. Okay, so again, you're gonna have to forgive me, guys. I came in last week. I wasn't available, so I'm coming into this kind of blind. What exactly is our end goal here?
So we are investigating the animal fight pits, which are illegal. We are basically looking for Hester L. Walloy and Norman L. Walloy. And basically, we're just trying to get more information on these guys.
And these people look like what exactly?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh, excellent.
You are meeting the man of the establishment.
Ooh.
Does this man with the tattoos, does he look like he's the one in charge, I assume?
Yes.
I'm going to assume since he's sitting in the chair.
Yep.
How much bling does he have?
He doesn't seem to be covered in, well, for you, you wouldn't tell.
You can't see it, you're blind!
You couldn't
I'm
tell.
doing it for the sake of everyone else's. Come on.
You couldn't tell, but to anyone that can see, he only seems to have 2 rings, one on his actual ring finger and a jeweled ring on his middle finger on his left hand, and pretty much everything else is just a tattooed design on his face.
Is he like covering himself up in sort of the facial area to where we can't see what the tattoo designs are? Or is he just like fully out in the open? Everybody can see who he is.
Everyone can see who he is. Everyone knows who he is. He's surrounded by guards, though.
Oh.
All right.
Figures.
So we've got a kingpin situation.
I want to see who's in the ring right now.
At this moment, you see the rust monster has fully now stoned over, and a cockatrice, like, putting its large talons over the skull of this thing, and it's beginning to crack and break it, killing it.
Okay, so it's just monster fight pits, not like there's a person in there too.
Yeah, it's monster fight.
Wait, so
yes.
I'm curious. Again, about our end goal here in this mission. We were supposed to find the monster pits, right? We just found it's here.
Yes.
But we
You're
gotta
trying
find
to
certain
find-
people inside the pits.
Yeah, you're trying to find the person running these, like why and for what, for investigations.
Are we here to just like snitch on him or to bring him to justice?
You're here to pretty much bring somebody to justice.
Oh boy.
So we're the law.
You're not the law. You are providing an extension, as this is sanctioned by the church and the king.
So far, we're
So we
investigating.
basically just have a warrant.
Yeah.
We could probably even get more information out of them since they are in the book. These dealings could go further, so we might be able to fish more of that out as well.
Well, at this point, you are now approaching the man at the desk.
Yep, Helena will kind of go forward and she'll give a curtsy.
It is nice. You have manners.
Helena straightens up. I do try.
However, I
well-
think my meeting is more accustomed to you, Mr. Metilius.
And it would be. And he'd step forward. A fine evening to you, sir. And whom do I owe the pleasure?
My name is Normand Walloy.
I should have. No, I don't. No.
Now, I was told that you were also interested in my pits. If you've come to spend money and come to enjoy entertainment, I'm more than willing to provide.
Well, that I am. They seem quite intriguing, to be honest. I've seen a handful of monsters up close, but how exotic do they get here?
Try not to get too exotic. We have a reigning champion so far. But as far as things go, we try not to let the most dangerous ones here.
Oh, that's just too bad.
How do you
What's
acquire
stopping
them?
you?
In my time, I have learned many lessons, Mr. Metilius. And if you want to go clean, the first step is to do your best.
I want to insight the shit out of that.
Go ahead.
I want to come clean. Oh, fuck you, dude. That's obviously a lie. Here I go.
Took with the funny accent.
No, with that natural one, Lionel's kind of like face first against the grates watching the fight, so yeah, ain't happening.
Yeah,
Wait.
it seems like you
I'm actually
haven't
curious.
caught anything on the off end of this man. He seems to be speaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to use my reaction.
Oh.
Lionel is going to be lucky today.
All right.
Alright, here I go. Let's read this man with an 18, which is way better, plus, I believe, 3? Yes, with plus 3, so 21.
Lionel,
I kind of like poke him in the ribs a little bit. Like,
Lionel, for a moment, just a moment, you see 20 different versions of this conversation for just a moment, and you hear the one that's best suited to this, and you immediately snap to this proper insight.
Is this man being for real, or is he being a cheeky shit?
Oh shit, he's typing something.
Oh, he's typing to me personally. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
boy.
Secrets.
Oh, man, I got secrets for days.
Great, the wizard has more secrets.
Tell me lies.
That's my
tell me
deal!
sweet little lies.
I am your lucky charm, people. No one shall be rolled in my presence at least once a turn,
Except by you.
except by me.
Interdasting. Let us read your character together, friend. Oh, hang on, gang. My wizard senses are trying to kick in, waiting on this message to come forth.
All right.
Wizard
Seeing all the
senses are tingling.
possibilities.
Okay.
He's seeing all the equations.
Huh. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything just yet, but okay.
Yeah. The more you look at him, the more you see the establishment. There's a lot of arcane sigils around here.
So that begs to question, like, I'm not saying this out loud, I'm saying this just like, with what you just told me, how the fuck is this illegal at this point then?
Is this what you're asking him?
No, I'm just saying out loud, from what you told me out loud, I'm just thinking like, alright, so then, if that's the case, how the fuck is this actually illegal?
This is a player to a dungeon master, basically. Asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
player to dungeon
Yeah.
master.
That sounds like a conversation.
Well,
Mm.
yeah, but what does that mean if I open this conversation? Does that mean this man's gonna, like, send his fucking guards at me?
From
Because I'm
what-
just like,
here's-
hey, your establishment's illegal! Like,
So,
fucking
from-
idiot.
So here's the thing. A majority of monster pits that are sanctioned by the government are taxed. And it takes a long fucking process to make these places legal. And it also costs a lot of fucking money.
The worst
So
crime,
tax
tax
evasion.
evasion.
Okay, so then at this point, so after reading him, I guess Lionel will just speak up. I'm very surprised. For something of this magnitude, you must have a very, very lucrative upkeep.
Well, a great deal of money must be made to make these establishments as secure as possible. That includes both the monsters and the people.
Do you have dental?
Was it plain?
No.
Do you have Blue Cross Blue Shield?
Me? Yes.
When
Have
did
you-
this become a job interview?
Have you ever heard
listen
about?
here.
Have you ever heard about the Affordable Cleric Act? It lets you keep your deity.
All right, I'm done goofing. Anyone else can take my lead now.
How do you protect them then?
He points towards the sigils along the ring. That, and if you see those two over there, you see what looks like to be these cloaked individuals with staves with slight glowing orbs now. It's dull, but it's dark where they stand, and it seems like they are maintaining what looks like to be a field of magic, which is keeping the monsters in. And it seems like these two individuals are powering that. They cost a great deal of coin every single night, but worth it.
Bet.
I would assume so. The last thing you would want is having a monster run loose on your
Duh.
entertainment.
Investments as well. So, what brings you here with all these questions? Surely, as a Metilius, you wouldn't dare to sully the name of such a fantastic family.
I've simply been feeling cooped up as of late, and I needed at least some kind of excitement. I guess I've been missing the road. At least this would suffice.
Well, it costs a great deal of coin in order to make some basic bets. If you're looking to double it, then by all means. He extends his hand out over the desk. You can see there's currently a prize pool that is now being pushed off into a separate chest, which these are for people who have just won their fight. And the other side, well, they take a bit off the top so that way they can continue to run the establishment.
I have a question. Speaking of excitement, sir.
Mhm.
What's the most dangerous thing you have at the moment? It's like something to get the blood pumping.
That will be the final fight for tonight.
Oh? Is this the champion you were talking of?
Duh.
Exciting. How did you even get these monsters? How do you capture them?
We go through our channels. We try to go with the best ones. The ones that we know that can contain such creatures. There are many monster hunters that are out there that are more than willing to do good work for good coin.
And not absolutely right off the back of level 100 monster hunters. No summoning raid flares here, no siree. Sorry, I had to get that out there.
They have to carry pickaxes with them. Oh no.
Well, speaking of monster hunters, is that a job out of curiosity?
Depends
I'm
on-
only speaking because we all have, this group has had our hand in adventuring before.
Well,
Lionel holds up his hands in a crunch-like motion with his weird, wrinkly little fingers.
well,
It has storms.
there are many guilds that provide such jobs. And through them, we do track down the best of the best in order to capture them instead of kill them.
Ooh. Do you have the names of these guilds? We might want to partake later. We do need more coin. We've been looking for jobs, after our little vacation.
We're supposed to be
has
rich.
ended.
Big persuasion check.
Helena,
Shush.
we're supposed to be rich.
We can be rich in adventure.
Yeah, but you just said we were looking for money.
We could be frugal spenders.
Persuasion. Where the heck is my persuasion? There you are. 18.
This is valued information.
Hey, Yarrow, real quick, I'm sorry, I wanted to throw in here. I wanted to throw in a little snippet to give assistance to Helena and say, my arcane components don't come cheap.
I say,
I say.
For
I say.
such frugal individuals. I understand you must be working very well for Mr. Metilius. you are looking for a venture, this is primary information. I would need trust first.
Fair enough.
Many visits to these pits will provide such trust.
Become regulars. Sign up with the card program.
Somehow, right? Get the premium.
For
like,
every 6 visits, you get a smoothie for free.
Oh, yes.
Smoothies.
So, Metilius and company. Would you like to make a bet?
We did, out of character, we did win extra from the last game.
We have. Not a whole lot extra, but extra.
And I helped.
Indeed, you did.
That you did.
I was just there for emotional support.
I'm afraid we have no option. We need to get the trust, so...
We do.
I can't see why not.
Yeah.
Starting bets are 10,000 gold pieces.
Oh dear.
Surely a small portion for one of such name.
I had never seen that much.
Seems like a fine start.
Oh, does it now?
Do we get
wonder-
to see our options?
I don't think we have many.
No, our fighting options.
Oh, yeah. Do we get to see who we are betting on?
There is currently a board off to the side, which is it seems to be magically inclined. There are specific monsters.
Okay.
All the way at the bottom, there are two beasts that would one that's familiar, and another one that depends on whatever your check might be.
I want to roll a history check on the two monsters.
What's
Okay.
the familiar
Would it-
one?
The familiar
Yeah,
one
that's-
is a yeti.
Oh.
Oh.
Would it
I don't.
would it
is
be
a red
na-
yeti?
It is an
Would it be nature to figure out if or what the animal is or creature?
it's
whatever?
more arcane. It's arcane,
Arcane,
due to
okay.
Okay. If it's arcane, then here I go. +7. 12. So 19.
19. The stories of this monster are more common with the Underdark, and anyone willing to go down there to hunt for this thing surely has to have some skill.
What is its name?
It is known as an Umber Hulk.
Oh, my boys! I
Umber
love them
Hulk.
so much!
Oh God!
This one is the current reigning champion of these pits.
No
And this is
wonder.
the next two fights?
This is the last fight. This is
Oh,
Is
damn it.
Is a Yeti versus an Umber Hulk.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Umber Hulk is the best one.
Yeah. And if it's
Oh,
the
so that's
champion,
what it
that's
looks
probably
like.
our best bet.
Yeah.
So, Yara, with that check, which one would Lionel feel is the more favorable of the choices out of the fight?
Given the history of the Umber Hulk, and considering that you're down below in an underground, establishment, probably the Umber Hulk.
Yeah, no question. Is the pit fitted to be able to dig, or is it made of stone?
Well, make a perception check.
Sure. Yeah. 7.
7. So you look around. You could probably guess it's either magically inclined to prevent certain things about it, but totally up to chance. But considering that it's probably been here for a while, it's had no success.
Okay. Then I say we put it down on the Umber Hulk to win.
I agree.
Seems like a good idea.
I'm a big fan.
Wait,
if
what's
the
an
Yeti was a
Umber
red
Hulk?
Yeti, I would be more inclined. But
Yeah, Lionel has an air of confidence as he points over at the Umber Hulk and he looks to everyone else, just like giving them like a that one kind of face.
sir, what color is the Yeti?
That depends. Whether you familiar with the Yeti or no?
I've heard stories.
Something like that.
Most
Yes, we are very familiar.
most Yetis are white.
Lionel goes catatonic for like 15
So
seconds.
it's alright. It's a
Wow, that Yeti sure is making a lot of noise.
so,
Vaguely like a dog.
so it's not a white yeti.
It's a white Yeti, yes.
Okay.
Lionel just like looks at the Umber Hulk listing and just nods to it like that one, that one, that one.
As a player, I know which one will win, but I'm not going to say nothing.
I mean,
It's going
Candace
to be
doesn't,
all about roll.
Candace
all
doesn't
about
fucking know
roll.
what it is, so he's just going with Lionel's gut and putting
Good.
money on the Umber Hulk.
Garu has no idea what they're pointing at.
Helena will lean over and describe it to him as they appear.
I know which one.
That sounds intimidating.
I know how strong the Yetis are, but if it's not the red one, I'm not that like enthusiastic about it. But if Lionel keeps saying
Lionel
no,
just looks over at River and bites at the bottom of his lip, just like, take it, take the Umber Hulk.
I mean, Candace is the one with the giant pile of money.
not to mention he's the champion, so it's kind of a safe bet. But so what's the bet exactly?
10
for this man?
grand!
10
No,
grand.
no,
10
for
grand.
this
Yeah.
man. For this man.
Minimum.
Yeah.
I thought we were
To
going to be a
start.
cap on. Yeah. No, but what I mean is like he wants to bet against us, or we need to bet on the same team.
No,
Like,
we- I think it's a
We just-
pool.
Yeah, we just gotta spend money.
I got you. Okay.
But do we have 10 grand?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
See, that was my biggest fear. Being the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who wasn't here last session, I'm
Before-
just like, when the fuck did you guys get 10 grand?
Before coming here, we've been given a government stipend.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not supposed to lose any of it, so there's
Oh, good. You took out
Yep.
student loans. Thank God.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. No.
We haven't
pressure.
lost any of it. We've made a minor profit.
They all say that.
that.
Anyway,
That's how it starts.
Anyway, back to the
Anyway.
plot.
Then
That's
after
the plot.
7 courses and you're at 15,000 out in debt, then you start to wonder if it was a good idea.
All right.
Listen,
You're
we have
fucking
ways of getting out of debt now. Remember?
Let's go back to the game.
back to the plot.
All right. So you provide the coin.
We do.
Sure.
Yes.
So as you take the chest that has all the money and you place it on the table, and about 1,000 platinum pieces still sitting there. I find it quite odd and interesting. And he picks up one of the coins. Even though you are such a rich family, I've seen mint like this before. He puts the coin back into the box. What are
At
you
the end
really?
of the day, money is money, is it not?
What are you really here for?
Come on.
I'm gonna say, just like, money is money, is it not? It's wherever it circles. I thought it was all just the same.
Duh.
Yes, I'm a little confused what you mean by mints. I'm pretty sure, unless you're,
He
say, from the Feywild like myself.
he pulls
They're
out one of the
relatively the same.
coins, and he begins to squeeze it. You see his hand slightly glow. You notice the coin as it begins to shimmer, and then almost like small spell, it breaks. Pfft. Fizzles
What?
off.
Ooh.
What is that?
They gave us fake money. They gave us monopoly
Are
money.
you serious? The government gave us
No,
fake
that's not what I'm
cash.
thinking is on with that thing right now.
What is that?
I've seen many who come down here trying to provide such tempting coins. But there are always ones who are willing to watch. So whose hand are you guided by? He places the coin back into the box and he slams it shut.
Can't keep a secret to save our fucking lives.
Apparently not.
We're guided by our own. I said before, we are adventurers.
And we're just looking for a good time.
With the Metilius no
Adventure.
less.
Canis hasn't taken his eyes off this guy.
Listen, I wish to say that this is a establishment where we are trying to be better. If the government has opposition to this, surely I can go through my usual channels and provide reason why we can make money together.
How and why are you trying to be better?
I've lived a very long life. I know what it's like to be on the other side. I do not wish for this any longer. I left my country because I was so progressive, in a way, that I betrayed ideals, that I was sick in the mind. But I always see that there are those who are always willing to make a great deal of coin. Or is that not what runs this world? Duh. My only
Depends on-
goal is to do the best for everyone and make good coin. But if you wish to provide me with sick and distrustful, disloyal, lying, and distasteful coin, I do not wish to establish any honor between you or me.
Alright then, so you're looking for honesty.
Duh.
If you truly wish this to be on the up and up, I can help you push that forward. But I want contacts of yours. Mostly ones that are less interested in being nice with the government.
Why are you so interested? You,
Because I think this town can be better.
as do I. You, a son of justice and truth. Surely I do not disagree with those ideals. I myself am trying hard to be elected to the high table within the congregation, one where your very mother sits as well, in order to help bring the underground up, so that we can all be truthful and honest. The fact that I cannot be trusted leads me to question the ideals of those people. For only those people come with this coin.
A fair concern.
So,
If you want technicality, we are not those people.
well then I ask again, what brings you here?
Helena will kind of look at the rest of the group and raise her eyebrow in a should we be honest kind of way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not mine.
We're in no
Here's-
position to do any.
Honestly, goes a
Here's-
long way.
Here's the thing. You said you wanted us to gain trust, and you want to gain trust as well. Can we do this perhaps little by little? We'll give you a little something now. Perhaps work our way to it.
Make a persuasion
This
check.
is a lot to ask for. Make a persuasion check.
Make a persuasion check.
Okie
They gave us freaking Mark Bales.
Why wouldn't they?
That's another 18.
They don't trust us, so they give us monopoly money.
No, it's not that it's fake money. It's that it's trackable money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
Anyway, that was another 18.
All right. I'm hesitant to say the least, but I'm sure all of you have truth to your tales. So, continue.
Very well. Have you heard about the dealings with Lady Platypus?
I do not wish to deal with such a despicable woman.
It's good to hear. So we are currently trying to help take her down. We have come across many contacts. Or, well, rather, information of many contacts. We've been sent to investigate them. You are one of them.
He looks shocked and proportionately confused. Why?
Well, possibly because of your relative as well. He too is listed as a contact.
He looks to one of the guards.
Yes, sir?
Bring me the boy, now! And the guard that's standing next to him immediately leaves.
The boy?
The boy.
And I have my suspicions. As I've said, I wish to be honorable.
Yeah, we're working on against your wills.
A few months ago, this woman, Platypus, she approached my establishment, spent a great deal of coin, won a great deal of coin, found ourselves here within the pits. She tried to make seedy deals, tried to deal in the black market, one that I obviously declined.
Have you not, well, then it's going to be fun for you to find out this. Have you not heard of what has been going on with Lady Platypus as of late?
No.
Lionel kind of, like, puts his fucking fingers together, like, laces them together. He holds his hand up and, like, looks like he's about to show mage hand, like he shows, like, a small little illusioned hand, like, floating above his own. Well, I might have, snatched up her little black book of dealings and showed it to someone with a little bit more, honesty to them.
She is in big trouble, to say the least.
I see.
I'm sorry, but at the same time, my mother and father always told me that honesty is the best policy. And to see someone so vile do it with blatant disregard for that, how could I not do something about it?
I like you. You are very interesting indeed. But,
Lionel, like, gives, like, the SpongeBob pose when he's, like, dressed up, ready to take Sandy to the prom.
And a few moments later, you see the tiefling man as he's now dragging what looks to be a younger-looking individual, colored much like what looks to be this man, lacking in those tattoos. And he brings him over, and you see Norman looking at this boy. I have many questions for you, son. Tell me, have you made any dealings? Any? With that vile dwarven woman who was here months ago? Father, obviously not. I just...
Carl's gonna insight that.
Yeah, can I insight?
Father, I have no idea what you mean.
I have no need to insight. I don't believe this shit.
I didn't
I
do
mean, neither
nothing.
do I, but...
I didn't do nothing. So do you
Father,
roll
I am but
or-
just a boy.
Oh, go. What's the insight?
Oh, I saw it roll. Yeah, right. That is a 12.
12. The faint heartbeat as it rushes when he answers his father. He's lying. Through his teeth, you can hear it.
You can't notice
Someone's
it.
not being honest.
You can't notice it, but this kid's eyes going like back and forth at light speed. That it's like the SpongeBob. You want to see me do it again?
By the way, who is these riffraff at all? That
Are.
there.
We are the ones that have proof that you are not being honest with your father.
You are
We
also
committed-
in the presence of a Metilius. And you have lied. And you see him begin to look back and forth.
Oh yeah!
Ooh.
Kid's fucking done.
He's gonna get fucking. He's so grounded.
So spanked.
And what was I supposed to do? Let you constantly run and rule everybody's lives and then throw everything away, much like how you did with Mother?
Oh, he's
shit!
getting killed.
Jesus.
You see
He's
him-
getting fucking belted.
This kid's getting thrown into the pit.
Against the bugbear. I know the freaking Umberhawk.
You see him wave his hand, and suddenly the guard lets go. You see his body constrain and try. And you see as he's holding his hand, it's glowing a greenish tinge.
Oh shit, he's got hold person.
I know that spell.
I do too.
You speak of your mother like you know what happened. You make deals below my table and bring me false coin. You are no Aloy. I'd throw you to the pits if not justice were here. And he lets go, and he drops to the ground. And he turns to you, Canis. If you wish for justice, he is there. And he deeply throws his head towards the desk. Forgive me. I spared the rod on many occasions with the boy, and perhaps I was too lenient.
Seems like he lacks discipline.
Mom and dad are always there to watch out for their kid as much as they possibly can, but even then, protection cannot save them from a crime that's a heinous crime. I have a feeling my mom and pa would do the same to me, sir.
I must apologize for prying. You are welcome back to these pits, but if you need to make an arrest, and I shall also testify.
Oh,
Oh.
I love this man.
I do too.
I will not.
Yeah,
I like him
he's
a
so
lot.
legit.
Not gonna lie.
Fuck this kid.
I will not
Literally,
let
honesty
dishonor.
goes such a long way.
I will not let such dishonor plague my pits, my establishment.
Taking the hardest route to make yourself, as you call it, legit, will go a long way, sir.
Indeed, it will.
Rohan, And the guard, as he stands straight up, shackle him. He gets down, he throws a couple of shackles onto his wrist behind him and drags him up. You see as he, looking red-eyed and slightly discolored from the spell. And you no longer claim the title of Elwaldoi. I disown you.
Oh, damn.
Ooh. Disown.
Fucking
Completely
ouch.
Disown.
Ooh.
So may I ask just to be safe, Yarrow?
Sure.
May I do an insight check to see if like he's not probably like covering himself using the sun or something like?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. It's
Throwing his son
paranoia.
under the bus to keep
Yeah.
himself safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a 6 is going to do it.
From what you can tell, he's furious.
I can read
he's
him, basically.
red in the face.
Mm.
Like, he wants to destroy a man.
Lionel's gonna actually ask him to lean down so we could speak to him in person. He's still in front of everyone. He's asking him to bend down to his level so we could ask him a question.
And he gets up and he gets down on his knee, and almost as if he is asking for mercy.
Oh, Lionel waves his hand, just no, nothing of that nature. I wish just to merely be safe on something.
Duh.
I understand. Well, considering I just watched you place a force upon your son, you obviously have magical prowess. Did he inherit any of this?
I never taught him anything. This was skills long before I came here to make my new home.
To be on the safe side, sir, I was just very curious in case he did something foolish like resisting arrest with magic just as we get outside.
No, I would never take an apprentice, unfortunately.
Very well. Actually, Lionel. So does this guy give off wizard, warlock, or sorcerer vibe?
He's much like you. There's nothing inherent about any belief. He seemed to reject a lot of his world's notion from before, from anything that you gained insight out of this entire interaction. He left Acelsium for what seems to be a strange amount of reason, and one of the most giving reasons is that Acelsiums do not like tieflings. They don't want them in their country. They were considered a plague on the world when they were first established after the Fable mock. And
this guy has a pile of bodyguards that are tieflings.
yeah.
He's human, right? If I recall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, knowing all of that, I'm gonna see if I can get on this guy's good side by doing something stupid. I'm gonna have Lionel copy in his book the spell for the tower,
Oh.
and he's going to hand it to him. I understand. From my studies, I've learned of your people's history, and I can understand why you would need to flee, and I understand why you have all this protection. But maybe if things go far too awry for you, this can help you in an hour of need.
Thank you. Your name?
Oh, I'm Lionel Middle, sir.
Lionel Middle. I will be sure that this establishment carries that name with care.
Lionel catatonic face, but with a smile.
And you see the guard as he walks over, he looks at you, Canis. A shackled man in hand.
Oh, take the chain, Kenneth.
Yeah, he'll take the kid.
All right. As you take the kid, you see the
How
man.
kid are we talking about? Like 20s? Or
He's relatively young, so yeah, like early 20s.
oh shit.
You see the
Just
man.
get out of high school kind of vibe.
Yeah. You see as you see as Norman sits back down. I apologize for this. Truly,
You've done the right. Sorry, go ahead.
Truly, I do want the best for this kingdom. This is my home now.
The place seems to be really secured, so
I
I
do
don't think
want the
anything
best.
bad is going on.
And I have told you my aspirations as well. Hopefully that will suffice as to why I do this.
They're noble aspirations.
Handing over your own blood is never easy. So, if anything, it will show it will show your intentions very clear.
It's fine stuff. So if you want to make this place even more legal, we'll certainly do our part to see that through.
Very well. All of you
Thank
are
you for your
welcome back to the Aceline Gambit, if you so choose. And hopefully, after all is settled, you will see fit that my company will be worthy of yours.
We appreciate your cooperation.
And we apologize for the initial, attempt at trying to, how do I say, dishonesty?
The charade, I guess.
Secrecy.
The charade.
Yeah.
The fake money?
We're sorry for lying.
We didn't know we were lying.
Together.
About that
class.
bet on that Umber Hulk.
Duh.
Are we having that, or are we be able to walk out with that money?
I think
No.
we can use that money.
It's between us.
It is.
I think we should just leave.
It is recommended this money is not used. It is how most seedier organizations fall.
Thank goodness. That's a lot of money to potentially lose.
Wait, didn't we lose already some of it?
No, we
No.
actually
No.
gained. We
Made a
gained.
small profit off of it.
No,
Speaking
question.
of which,
But did we get the same coins though?
The coins that are lost, that you lost during some of your games, get mixed into the pile.
So
And
and
we
those
just
were
lost them
those were
away.
upstairs in the legal gambling area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Okay,
fine.
good.
Okay.
One small question.
Duh.
These coins, you immediately knew that they were off when we stepped in the front door, didn't you? With the runes on the ceiling, I'm guessing.
We try to make sure that magic is not used within the ace line. It is how we end up losing more coin than we do gain it. It has happened on more than one occasion, which is why I've gone through the great deal of hiring those of arcane abilities and also making sure that I know.
Is there
Fair
any way for,
enough.
is there any way for that to still slip through the cracks? Just out of mild curiosity. Couldn't help but notice that one person had particularly good luck for a while.
I think of very few. Probably one. Magical items are common. But we try to keep eye on the very special type of company. If you have name.
What was
I
the
have-
tiefling's name?
I don't remember it!
Didn't you work for him?
So
She was the tiefling woman that...
you remember
requested
her
our
name
audience.
as Diola.
Diola,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I knew it started with a D.
Yeah, Diabola.
We have no solid proof, mind you. But
That one I do know. She plays her cards right, so to say. It is almost impossible to see the kind of woman she really is, but she is nice. She's made many invitations and helped gain lots of coin.
interesting.
I assume by duping others into her games and you reap the benefit.
I would not know.
Look,
Can I insight that?
Sure.
just inside the shit out of this man. We're all looking at him.
The man's trying to go clean and you're inciting him.
I mean, he
Yes.
seems
I mean,
legit.
he could be protecting this chick though. Just
Listen, you just gotta have a little good faith.
Like,
Right,
it's like-
right Helena?
I was 10.
Mm.
Right, Pit Queen?
Wait, this is the Pit Queen?
Does he really?
Yes! A new word.
Yes!
It is! Would you like an autograph? I'm sure she'd give plenty.
No. Interesting to meet you.
Ah, yes.
Barely holding it together.
He just seemed like,
Well-known Pit Queen.
you know, like that exasperated stare kind of up to the ceiling kind of thing, like the very flat stare. That's what Helena has right now.
Helena, how great is it gonna be when you return back to the fucking Feywilds and they revere to you as the Pit Queen?
Oh.
Oh my god, new title. New title.
It's something to be proud of. You should be proud of it.
Regardless. What was your roll?
So, as a 10?
It was a 10.
Yeah,
it was 10.
He... you're relatively sure, you know, he's not being coy about it, but he's an interesting individual, Norman.
I think we should be done here then.
I think so too.
Again,
well.
thank you for the cooperation.
Yeah.
And Canis will, I guess, pick up the child.
All right.
Throw him over your shoulder.
From the back of the neck like a fucking cat.
Yeah.
No, hold him like Long Cat.
You're gonna hold him like a toddler walking out of the fucking fight pits?
All right.
No one noticed this.
I mean, Garu could.
Like a toddler who shit himself.
Well, yeah, Garu could. Garu's like 7 foot tall.
The ultimate shame!
shame. You should just go with that bell behind you. Shame.
Shame.
Hold on. I will assist in your exiting. Quar, Shaka, follow the rest of these lovely individuals and make sure that my son is provided to the guards.
Man, what a nice man.
What a good
He seems
man.
What a good dude.
He has
Lionel,
such great intentions.
Lionel, like, as everything's all solemn and shit, Lionel does the fucking, the TF2 conga line dance on the way out.
So,
Man, what a guy.
as you guys find yourselves leaving the elevator, let's make a quick perception check.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. I can't
Okay.
wait to be
Everybody?
ambushed.
Wait, -10 or like sound or sight?
Sound.
15?
Sound, eh?
15.
12 for me.
Oh, wait a minute.
16 for Canis.
If
16
it's
for River.
sound, if it's sound, no, it would have been, if it was smell, I would have had advantage.
I got a 2, so plus 4, 6.
Yeah, I only got a +3, and with a 5, that's a whopping 8.
I got a 15.
So, 15 and up. As you guys are walking away and you guys are beginning to enter the elevator, you hear slight sobbing.
Oh.
And the elevator closes and it begins to rise up.
I have expected you hear, kill them.
Stifled maniacal laughter.
Oh man, this is like fucking. This is like the first quest in fucking in Outer Worlds where you find out the dude just trying his best for the town.
Hmm.
Oh.
So we just go into the elevator. Ding, 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 ding.
Lionel philosophy.
He didn't hear the sobbing.
We're just doing default dances at this kid.
Yeah.
The kid is almost stone-faced as he is
Well, I mean, his
Almost-
life is fucking ruined.
almost ashamed, and he's staring at all of you, trying to gather like what to do.
Don't try anything funny.
Oh please, attempt to escape. I ask you. I haven't used spells in quite a few sessions.
I'm actually curious. What were you doing with Lady Platypus?
He remains unanswered.
No, she's a horrible woman, right?
Are you trying to rap talk with the river sits in a chair backwards? Let's rap for
Yeah,
a second.
yeah. Let's talk about this.
River's the good cop.
River's the good cop. Lionel's the bad cop.
I would like to try to persuade him to, now that he's kind of breaking down, like, hey, what's up, kid? What happened? Why would you be such a shit? What drove you to this? What are you doing with your life?
Hey, you urban youth. Tell me, let's rap for a minute. Why did you sell people to the black market?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
He ain't gonna say shit.
He does
Yeah,
not.
but hey,
He does not want
might
to
as well
say.
try.
Can Garu help so we can get like just neutral?
Can we get someone to draw River doing the "How do you do, fellow kids"?
You do.
Is it wrong that all I see is like River
Oh.
doing the freaking Captain America sit down post? Like, so you try to sell out everybody to Lady Platypus.
Okay, so I rolled two things, an 18 and a 1, so reload the 1, 20. So plus 7. How much? 15? 25, sorry.
25.
For the lulz.
My father always enjoyed to make good coin, but I guess for somebody that doesn't understand any amount of legacy, I wasn't simply just going to stand by in my father's shadow.
He tried to impress Daddy.
Went
Or
the
try
wrong-
to usurp Daddy in power.
My father was
went
Seems
about it the
really
wrong
good.
way.
So a greedy pissant using tradition as a veil for his own greed. Fantastic.
I also seem to remember a bit about your mother. Sure that wasn't anything to do with that?
Struck a chord, have.
Helena does slink a little closer. Does it?
Personal space removed. Like,
see he.
Hey, we're in an elevator. We don't have much space to begin with.
You see him.
you best
clam
answer
up
to the
again.
Pit Queen,
and
son.
she's getting real close to him too.
You see him clam up again as he really doesn't want to talk about this
Okay.
particular subject.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. because he's-
Garu leans a bit closer. You had to have some reason to betray your family, right?
Would mother be disappointed?
This is transformed into a torture scene.
You. How close are you, Deb?
We are extremely close.
Yeah, I'm very close.
How big is this elevator?
I am like near nose to nose. I will
Garu
say
is
that.
just face planting into his cheek.
Oh, is he going to spit on your face?
I can't wait for him to try to bite your fucking nose or something.
Oh,
Good. Try
Does
it.
anything
Dragon
grapple?
face.
So,
Just trying to find out what your AC is.
It's a 15.
what race he is?
What AC?
No, his AC.
Oh,
he racks his head back and he cracks you in the face with a headbutt. And he
Who?
tries to assault you with his hands bound behind his back. You see the 2 guards now trying to pull him back and away.
Wait,
He's under Canis's control right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Canis will grab him by the base of the collar and pin him onto the ground after that.
All right, and as you do, you grab and throw him to the ground.
Helena will take like the bit of her shawl and just kind of dab at her nose. I thought so.
Are you going to be agreeable and let us at least walk you out?
I'd rather die. And you see as he opens his mouth and he sticks his tongue out as far as he can. And he...
Skedaddle, skedoodle, your spine is now a noodle.
All right. And you
Hold person.
You use hold person and you see his jaw locks. He was trying to bite.
Gar's gonna like crouch down, pull out the gun.
What
Are you sure about that?
No! Put it away! Fuck off! No!
You see
This
as
is part of my plan.
you guys
We are
finally
in an elevator.
hit the top and the doors open. Garo, you're holding a gun to this man's head. There are guards looking at you.
What the
Helena's pushing the freaking gun down. No.
I love that the idea that the doors open. Lionel, River, Helena, and Franz are trying to Garo as he's trying to point the gun at the kid. It's like everyone just
Canis is pinning to the floor right now.
It's like the silence.
This is what the gun is for.
No, we don't need that kind of intimidation.
What are you crazy?
But he hit you.
You see all of them
It's
begin to draw their
fine.
weapons. The 2 guards step in front. Up.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is a misunderstanding.
Just got a little emotional. It's fine.
Put the gun down.
It's already. Oh my gosh, it's still out. He just puts it back in the holster.
What exactly did he attempt to do before I cast a whole person on
Trying
him?
to bite
He was
his
trying
tongue.
to.
Yeah.
He was trying to bite his tongue.
That was a trigger for something.
Let's just
Okay.
put that back in and gag him.
All right.
Yeah.
And you pull out with what looks to be like a small swath of cloth, and you wrap. You gag him, and you guys are trying to pull a almost kicking and screaming child through a
What do-
fucking
what do you-
casino.
What do you mean kicking and holding? I fucking casted hold person on him at 4th
Oh
level.
yeah, no.
I guess
yeah.
dragging a limp body for
Yeah.
the next minute, then he starts kicking.
I hope we go down a flight of stairs so he hits his chin on every step on the way down.
Yeah, I guess Canis will just be holding him like a suitcase until the spell wears off.
Oh my god! As you guys drag a limp-bodied Hester now outside of the establishment, the guards stand by, and one begins to call for another guard. And a few minutes later, you see some mithril guard of Aurario begin to walk over, and as you guys provide the information and the questioning, you provide as much information as to the scenario that has happened within the past several minutes.
We omit the part about the gun, of course.
Yes.
One of the guards looks at you, Garu. Now, here's the thing. That establishment is not supposed to have weapons, and
How did you get your gun there?
It was naturally in there.
sleight of hand.
See, there's a little pocket.
Oh yeah, he had the thing on. Oh yeah.
Where do you keep your gun, Max? That's none of your damn business, Sam.
It's my father's suit. Why did my father need a firearm?
We are. Apparently, he had a fetish for them.
Apparently, dragons just have a thing for guns.
Yeah, we apologize
It's
for that.
true.
He's not supposed to have that, but we can stop him.
All right.
If it helps, it wasn't even loaded.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate the effort, but next time, keep it holstered until you're out of the walls.
Of course, it was just a heated situation. I felt I needed to use it somehow. I apologize.
I'm sure.
He's
I'm
here
sure.
to the eastern bow.
You use it to turn off the lights. You use it for everything.
You hear a multitude of guards now beginning to approach and reshackle the man, and now begin to see a small carriage being pulled. After
Yeah,
which they
Keep an eye on him at all times. He apparently tried to impose self-harm on himself.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
noted.
what the gag was for.
Make sure he doesn't bite through his blasted tongue.
Or he doesn't try to like.
Let me see how long he's
some
actually
tone.
fucked up like this for a while.
Whole person?
Hold person is up to 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, by this time he finally
He limps over.
yeah.
Yeah, I dragged him out the casino. It's fine.
Yeah, higher levels on that spell is just more people.
Yeah, it's more people, right? So I guess a level 1 then. Whatever.
All right. So you provide the arrest and also the information that Norman will testify against his own son.
Yeah. Oof.
Bittersweet, but this is the better idea.
And with that, after the carriage pulls away with a Hester in tow, you guys see the secondary carriage, which is the one that brought you guys here, is now beginning
Yeah.
to arrive.
Oh, good timing.
And you see the young lad from before, so like, entertaining night, sir.
More than you'd believe.
Good thing is we didn't lose money.
We even gained some. Isn't that wonderful?
And we made new friends along the way.
Hey.
Helena dabs at her bloody nose.
You all find yourself and Helena, before you enter, you see the young man as he pulls out a small neckerchief. Oh, here, madam, I'm not sure how that
thank
happened,
you.
but yes. And you all find yourself in. You close the door and you find yourselves being pulled away. And
We're the good guy.
and yeah, you will find yourselves by the end of the night back home within the establishment of Metilius.
Lionel, I need my weapons.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All of our weapons are in your magic chest.
Yeah.
Can I have my bullets back now, please?
No more bullets.
But I
feel
do
like
have
I will my
bullets.
With the flick of a wrist and the grace of a fox, I asked the universe to open the box, and with that, the box appears in front of everyone.
Yeah, just whoop.
Hooray, we get our
Yay.
weapons back.
All right.
I didn't need to type that one this time. I'm rhyming.
Hooray.
Yay!
All right. So, with that, you guys successfully avoided combat.
Hell yeah!
Yeah! Through
Yeah.
diplomacy and honesty.
I
Yo,
wanted a
listen.
fight.
Listen, I'm gonna sit here. Lionel's just gonna sit there like, yeah. So remember when we were being honest and brought a fucking criminal empire to justice, and we just avoided having to send an honest man to the gallows for something he didn't even fucking do because his son was an asshole? Why are we not honest all the time?
Bronze looks at everyone and goes, "Yeah, why aren't you all honest all the time?"
Stares directly at River.
Yeah.
I am trying. It's a little difficult.
Difficult. You made it. You know what? You're grounded.
I mage hand her weapon away and put it back in the chest. You get this after tomorrow, young lady.
Oh, come on. I need my axes.
No.
At least give me my shield.
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
I give
All
it
right.
back.
So,
I don't give a shit.
Thank you.
let's go ahead and we're gonna go take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be right back, everyone.
All right, be right back.
and we'll be right back. So stick around.
Yay.
All right.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right.
Is he muting us or are we muting?
そうだ味方だぜ
This thing on? Oh. It seems you have found yourself the signal. Very well. I will leave you some coordinates in order to find the town of Eldorado. My name is Dr. Moriarty Maddock, and I am in need of great assistance. There is a beast lurking outside, and we must defeat it. And also, as well, we are looking for many individuals of varying skills. If you wish to find yourselves deep within the winter wastes, Eldorado is a place of mild warmth and great danger. Hope to see you there, Wastelanders.
I'm not okay with it.
Fantastic. Everyone agrees that pineapple on pizza is fucking awful.
True.
Very true.
Good. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
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 Oh, you didn't want to walk in on us
Chat.
burning babies again?
No, I'm very sure I didn't, but like
No.
I forgot to turn on my mic. I'm glad we can all agree pineapple on pizza is a bad idea.
Also, that sub bomb
Exactly.
from Blackfoot Ferret just happened.
Yes.
See,
Hold on.
Blackfoot Ferret agrees.
Hold on. I'm just gonna head on over to someone's house who likes pineapple with a nice mallet behind my back.
Is it Gaijin?
Is it Gaijin?
All right, so come back, everyone. I now have
Indeed.
Doggo.
We're back.
Lord.
So
The pup.
you guys are now home. You guys are at leisure to rest. Is there anything you want to do before the end of the night?
Yes.
Yes. What do you want?
Elena,
Yes.
I need you to do my hair again.
Oh. Helena
I-
will just immediately hop over.
Just a hair dye.
Oh. Alright. What do you want?
Fully red. Get rid of the stripes.
Oh, alright. Are you sure? That'll, I feel like the white little stripe helps you, conceal your identity more, don't you think?
I feel like it doesn't. Canis's mom, I think she knows I died.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she did see you before.
River wishes to return on brand.
I I feel like I think that the white stripes are a tell.
What's wrong with white hair?
Not the white hair in general, the stripes.
You died?
By
I
the
don't know
way,
the concept. I don't know what the color of white looks like, but I'm sure it looks lovely.
Garu, I'm, so, you know what darkness is, yeah?
Maybe.
So the thing that fills in the outline of everything else around you in your vision or in your blind sensing, that outline is light.
So I can see more than two colors.
It's a strange concept to understand, but yeah, the blind sense and the echolocation that creates the image in your mind and the aura that you can see in others is often dependent on whatever color, but Dagaro not understanding what colors are. In this sense, the bright opposite of color black to you is white.
Let me go ahead and fix this for you. In artist terms, you can see concept.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That makes so much more sense.
anyway, Helena does break out the hair dye. Well, I mean, I suppose it's possible. But then again, your eyes have also changed, so I feel like that helps. But what do I know?
I don't know. I don't know if I can say this in front of Canis. I don't know if that's appropriate.
Hmm?
But your mom, from what she told me, I think she went through the same thing as I. That's how she recognized it.
What?
She perished and came back.
Your mom was
Speculation.
resurrected, Canis. You're a resurrection baby.
That's how she could tell that something happened to me.
Again, this is speculation.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that your mother was an adventurer? She's saying this while she's dying, River's here, by.
Yes. Yes, I knew that at least.
Adventuring is dangerous. Death is part of
I
the
mean,
job.
Canis did almost die from a lightning bolt before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous hobby or a
I
dangerous
pulled
job.
into the universe to bring something
Hobby?
back to life.
It's a
Hobby.
job.
It's a very dangerous job, and the
It's a living.
it's a hazard to one's well-being. So understanding the
So-
concept that your mother could have died before you were born and resurrected probably many times. You don't know.
I don't know.
Lionel writes down in his book, Canis might be undead.
He's very alive.
Question mark?
Question mark.
No, but just a little, just for a little bit. Just for now, I don't feel comfortable seeing those things, knowing they can be recognized. So for all intents and purposes, it's just to try to hide the fact that she came back for other people. You guys-
Okay. Sorry.
sorry, no. Actually, Lionel, you were a little busy yesterday, so I wanted to take the chance to apologize to you, face to face.
Lionel kind of just like wide eyes, just like catatonic. You lied to me again this time? I don't even remember you doing so.
I didn't lie to you. I was jealous of the letter you received from your parents.
Lionel was like literally you just watched. Like, as you were saying that, I was going to ask Yarrow if it was okay to write another letter to his parents, so he just like kind of like slips the letter back into his book, just like, oh.
It's nothing against you. Don't get me wrong. I just need to. You all guys want me to be more honest with you, and it's really hard. So I'm trying my best at the moment.
Do you want me to wait till I'm alone to do so? Because I was about to write to them.
No. Do so. I just wanted to apologize for the way I handled it. It's not your fault. It's my own. Yeah. Hearing that your family were doing great and my family seems to be doing, well, the opposite. I just, I think my fault. It's, I kind of got mad at you and I apologize for it.
Oh no, it's quite all right. I'm not too plussed about it. I understand that everyone is completely different in all sorts of ways. I mean, if we put it into perspective, if it was a letter from my brother, I probably would have tore it up and I would have told the sender to burn the place where it came from.
You mean burn the letter?
No, the place. Lionel just like looks at Cadus with like wincing eyes, and he's just still smiling.
Well, you could burn the letter over the place that's burning, so you could do two at once.
No, if I found out where Roland was, I'd want to make sure that he was out of commission forever.
Noted.
I'm joking, of course. I would just want to break one of his legs.
Yeah, that can do. Those can be fixed.
As you can see, we all have our differences, River, and I understand that your family is a little bit of a touchy subject to you, but unfortunately that's not going to stop me from feeling the love and appreciation for my mother and father.
Mm-hmm. And that's never going to happen. I just need to get it out of my chest, you know?
That's fair. If we're going to be serious here, before I write this letter, I am jealous of you of one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's going to sound very strange, but the whole procedure with the resurrection, I know it's not a very pleasant experience for you per se.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that something to be jealous about.
It is, though, to come back. No, I understand this may sound morbid, but I also spoke of this with your cousin before. The fact that you came back through arcane means, and the fact that I couldn't, doing it so slapdash and you coming back in mostly in one piece, you're an arcane, like, what's a good way to put it?
Anomaly.
You're the holy grail of resurrection.
Mm.
You did get quite lucky, I will say. Apparently you could have come back as something completely different.
Like what, a maggot?
That would have been funny.
You could have came.
I don't think so.
No, depending on the spell, you probably would have came back as anything else, so you could have been an orc.
Excuse me?
You could have been an Azamar, you could have been an Apsu, for all I know.
Well, I didn't know anything. I thought you was resurrected. What do you mean I would have been something else?
I just literally told you it was slapdash last minute. My powers actually couldn't reach you by themselves, thus why we had to sacrifice items for them.
I could have ended as ugly as Helena?
Helena, do I have scissors around me? Darn it, I don't. You hear somehow you hear a snip near your ear by your hair.
I am joking. You're really tall.
It's okay. You're all equally ugly.
I'm sorry, so you wanted to be completely bald, right?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. He's trying to make humor out of the situation.
But that
Or-
would
As I said, if
Helena leans in really close to her ear. But that would be funny.
I don't think that would be funny. I don't know. I apologize. I'm a bit weak.
But no,
Is
if
the
I
Pit Queen angry at you?
Yeah.
well, before sparing the wrath of the Pit Queen, the fact that you're standing here and if holy crap, if I wrote an entire I said the crap word, but if I wrote a thesis about you and about what I've done, I could get a foothold in this city as a mage. Lionel kind of like turns and looks at Riversine, and that's like a little bit of a wince. My academic pursuits are something that I always have to hold back for someone else, and it's kind of annoying. But I understand why it's a touchy subject.
How about this? I'll think about it. If once I'm done being afraid of being who I am, we can do your research.
Lionel writes down in his notes, title option, interview with a corpse.
Okay.
If you wanted that, I could have done that a while ago.
All right, Lionel's gonna write a letter to his parents, like pretty much not giving the nitty gritty, but just like a hey mom, hey dad, I heard about you guys. I'm so happy you guys found a foothold in life. And he's actually gonna come clean with them. He's gonna say the reason I became a mage and wanted to come out here was to try to find some way to make your lives better, and in some way I actually did without actually having to pursue what I wanted. So in some case, you set me free, and for that I'm eternally grateful.
All right. You do as before you fall asleep. You do write out your letter, and have it prepared to be sent tomorrow.
Awesome.
Canis,
Hmm?
you're getting a little bit of a salt and pepper look to you as well. Would you like any hair done?
He'll take a look at what it looks like in the mirror. Is it like awful or?
It's like anything with any hair dye. You begin to see the roots of your platinum silverish hair beginning to
I don't
poke through
think he
at the
needs to hide
bottom, and the
anymore.
black
He just keeps
kind of
forgetting
extending
about
out.
You don't need to hide anymore.
I don't need to hide it anymore.
Fat lot
Shave-
of good it's really
shave
done
it.
us anyway.
Shave it?
Shave it.
Shave it.
Get rid of the black.
All right.
Solve your.
Helena will sit him down and she'll just she'll shave away.
John Space Marine Canis, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
It does result in a very interesting haircut of it's almost close to bald. Of course, you didn't want to cut all of it off, and you had to be very careful. Make a dexterity check.
No, I give him like the really close, like military looking shave. Dexterity.
Little did you know his hair is actually like shrapnel of a gun that just got fired.
See
It was
that
just
happening? River is just going to hold her braid in front of her and just like hug her hair.
Helena just does not break eye contact with River while she's doing it. Also, it was a dexterity check.
Yes.
That's a
22.
dangerous proposition while shaving a guy's head.
It was a 22. It's a 22, so he's fine.
All right. So yeah, you managed to get it as close as you can without cutting anything off completely. Interestingly enough, every time you do accidentally manage to, oh my God, don't give me this image.
I'm gonna go ahead and post that picture to chat.
Please do. Listen. Listen, he's wearing a helmet anyway. He doesn't have to worry about it.
No, thank you.
It's evil.
Listen, he can be Steve Harvey. He can be.
No, listen. You want to know what's even worse? I bet the entire bit of his hair came off when he tugged on the hat to come off his head.
Oh God.
Popped off like a Lego.
So interestingly enough, as you manage to snip away at some of the hairs, any that you manage to get that does have a bit of that silverish platinum to it, when it cuts away from him, it turns a slightly different color, like a very dull blonde.
Hmm?
Helena just plucks a hair out of just one complete hair and just examines it.
You do. It does the exact same thing.
Interesting.
What are you doing?
Your hair is weird. Helena just kind of hovers the little blonde, freshly plucked hair in front of him. Your hair keeps doing this.
Yes. It's done
Does
that
it
before.
everyone's?
Your hair is typically platinum. Why is your hair blonde? Or turning blonde?
I haven't the faintest. I'm guessing it's having something to do with my father's lineage, as with most things about me. I normally left it at that.
Huh. So... whatever. Helena just kind of brushes it off.
Can I roll an arcane check on that?
As far as you know, anything to do with Awesome Mars are really fucking weird.
I was gonna say
It's
he's
angels. I don't gotta explain
Yeah.
shit.
So
I'd have to imagine that he's gotten his hair cut before.
oh, it's definitely done this for Canis when he's gotten his haircut. The hair is very much reminiscent to his mother's. Like when it turns to that color. So it's probably due to, the connection of, when it's no longer a part of his body, it's just reverts back to human.
Ah. Interesting. Well, Helena will finish up her her haircut.
All right. And Canis, you look like you just got into the military.
Fantastic.
You need to go
That's
that
really good.
far, really?
It's only been about a month.
No. What I mean is like going that far to like
Cut his hair.
shave it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
No, what I mean is I'm asking Canis why go that far.
Like the halfling is asking, why in God's earth would you ever cut your hair?
Yeah, that, and not just wait for it to like go back to normal or something.
Want to get rid of the white from your hair?
I don't think it's the same.
Oh,
Maybe
it
it
doesn't
just
really
grows
matter.
back quickly.
I was gonna say it's going to come back, so it doesn't really matter.
Lionel kind of just like leans over to Franz. Man, look at these idiots having to cut their hair, huh?
Hear him still bald from what he did to me in the fight. He just looks kind of Lionel like, really?
With the Steve Harvey mustache.
I cut my hair, but that would be pretty painful. He just like holds his like flesh dreads.
Are those tentacles? Or I was meaning to ask you. Do you come from an egg? Are those tentacles in your hair?
Well, I came from an egg, but I don't know what these are. But it's not hair. I can say that at least.
Dragonborn and lore don't come from eggs, they're born like humans.
They don't?
No, they don't
Oh.
come from eggs!
Well,
I've
that's
been
news to
lied to!
Hmm, maybe that's. Maybe
He's been lied to all his life! Lionel brings it back up to him, just like, Dragonborn are not born from eggs, they're born like humans.
But that's not true. My master said I was born on an egg.
It was your master sure about what a dragonborn was.
I don't know how to handle this.
Did you meet any other dragonborn?
Yeah, Lionel
No.
pretty much just told Garu that the stork is not real.
That's like the equivalent of telling him Santa isn't real. That's messed up.
And the things I don't say.
It feels like my world is falling apart.
Just hug your gun, you'll be fine tomorrow.
He might have just been
He's gonna.
mistaken.
All right. Well, after that, you guys prepare for sleep. And it is a new morning. You're in Aurario. What do you all do?
Ah, what a
Well,
wonderful
get
day
paid?
for magic.
Did we get paid for the last job? For the last job, or what's up? What happened?
That is an
What happened?
interaction for a mother.
I guess
Well,
River's the one that's worried about that.
Oh God,
So we
Yeah, go
so
talk
we
to
get the money
Candace's
that
mom.
I
we
can't
get
talk
the
to
money
your
that
mom.
so we get the money that we won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janus, go talk to
That's-
your mom.
What for?
Canis, knock on the door. Canis, talk to your mom.
Because we get the money that we won last night, yeah, and payment
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That was a job.
Yeah.
For the money we won, I'm guessing we keep that. So long
mean-
as the 10,000 is paid off.
I mean the payment for the job. Also, we need to return that money. When I think about it.
That we do. Candace has just been keeping that the whole time.
Okay, you want me to keep it?
No.
Hmm.
So she could buy a $10,000 wheel of cheese.
Yeah.
It'll be worth every
What the
single
biggest
last
wheel of
bit.
cheese?
It's like getting S rank in Wario World.
Oh.
So, so what do you do? What are you guys doing?
I'm asking
Well-
for Janus to get their payments.
Apparently River is so stingy with all the money and all that other crap. I guess Candace will head to his mother and ask about that. And hand back the 10,000 gold that was used at the casino.
All right. So, Canis, you go to your mother's office. She is currently just doing her morning routine and kind of filing away some papers. Canis, always welcome in, no matter what. And
Good day, Mother.
she finally sits down. I'm assuming that last night was successful?
That it did. We did make an arrest. It was not the proprietor, but instead his son who had been doing the dealings. The father is willing to testify against the son on this.
That's a name scratched from the book, then.
That it is. He'll put the 10,000 gold on the table.
All right.
My companions have been worried about a payment for the deed, I guess.
No good deed is unpaid for. And she turns and she also holds up with what looks to be a slightly smaller but longer chest, and it does hold about 500 gold coins for you. A gift from the king. She slides it over.
All right, then. He'll take that and put it aside. Anything else for us to deal with?
Well, as of right now, I think that a lot of dealings that are happening within the kingdom are being handled. And luckily, with your help, we've managed to strike another instance off of our long list of things to do. But you are free to do as you wish.
I have free time.
Well, if that is something that you want to do, I mean, there's nothing that's even requested by the church, but if you wish to go out and about, it's up to you.
Candace is just kind of staring off into the distance for a little bit before just snapping back to the reality. Oh, yes. Unsure what to do with myself.
Canis goes back into his room, does a triple sow cow, fucking half back into his bed.
Well, inquire your friends about any things that might need to be dealt with, but if you wish to take a small break, this might be the week to do it.
Good holidays.
Some much needed rest, I guess. He'll take the money and get up. Thank you, Mother. Have a fine day.
You too.
And he'll head out.
All right. As the door shuts, you meet back with the rest of your party.
Yeah. He'll hand the small coffer money over to River. There you are. The payment you wished for.
Perfect.
Would it be alright if we split that this time? I have literally nothing. Or are we just, at this point, just taking from the coffers? Or the shared
Let me
account?
take a look.
About
We
500
have-
gold pieces in there.
Nice. Well, I mean,
How much do we have in the shared?
We still have 1649.
So
We
we're
have
at 21.49 now.
yeah, 21.49.
Nice.
Nice.
Tell you what, I'm going to put all of these in the shared account and give each of us 100, so we don't need to divide it among 6 people.
Wonderful.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. I'm more than enough money.
So
I'm cheap. I'm just gonna go to the library.
at this point,
Actually, Helena, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you need to go to the library too, right?
I do, yes. That's actually something that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys wanted to join me, since I know that the portals... Well, you guys were dealing with them a little bit too. My master would probably have information.
I don't know how well my word can get anyone beyond a +1 into the library.
I can try.
We can all go with you and see what we can do. If not, we can just wait outside, and you two can go in there.
Oh,
Or we can
trust
do
me.
what
Oh, trust me. You're not gonna want to wait for me.
I
Or we
figured,
can
but
do
hey,
what I do. Or we can do what I do when we need to pass time and get lost. Just wander around. See what's going on.
Holding my gun akimbo in the air. Just
making
walk
the rich
down Main Street.
nervous.
Just walk down Main Street with the gun held up in the air like I fired it.
It sends
do
a
not do that.
message.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm leaving all my bullets at home today.
No
I just want to go. So basically, I'll just go ahead and quickly say what I'm gonna do. I just want Lionel to go to the library to like find some rumor mongering on any like treasure hunting or just fun shit to do for the party as an adventure.
all right.
And in which case, Helena would follow him.
All right. Anybody else wanting to go to the library?
we can get a.
Nope.
I will if I can get in. If not, I just go back to home.
All right.
Pretty sure Canis can get in.
Yeah.
All right.
Franz actually wants to stay behind and talk to Canis's mom for something specific.
Okay. Then, as for the rest of you, as you all head out to the library, we'll get to that. Franz, you approach the door, which is the office of Eleanor.
All right. He's going to politely knock on it.
All right. Come in.
All right. He enters in and closes the door behind him and greets her with a nice "Good morning."
Franz. It's interesting. I don't think I get to have many conversations with you.
I'm a man of very few words, it seems.
I take it.
But I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time.
Oh no, I'm just going through some council papers.
He looks at the stack. Is it like a big stack or like a small one?
It's small. There's some scattered about, but this looks like a general office area for somebody that does a lot of work.
He just under his breath just goes, "That's a lot of wasted leaves." Pardon me for asking this, but I need a bit of information, and I wasn't sure if you would have it, but as someone of your status, I would assume you might know the tiniest inkling of what I might want to know. He's well, is there a chair that he can sit down in, or is it
Yeah,
just kinda
there's
like...
there is a small couch off to the side of to the left side of the entrance of the office.
He goes over to sit down in that, and leans a bit forward and just kind of explains his reasoning for being here. Do you know anything about the south of the Vale, specifically the Spring in Vale?
A bit of that information is known to me. I'm aware that the House of Hope is probably far more aware there. But there have been rumors and tellings of the spring and some stories.
Then you most likely know what I'm going to ask next.
The crest of the household, I'm assuming the unicorn?
Correct.
In my travels, I've once dreamt of finding such a creature, but with no avail.
If that's the case, then there was a painting I recently saw a few months back. It was a painting of the spring in Vale, but there was a half orc and a blue tiefling in the painting. I'm not sure if you know anything about those two.
Braun and Arya Hope, the ones that help establish Vale as its own kingdom after it was usurped from the black dragon that had made its home there. They sought to try and find a way to help the people and create a unifying kingdom there. As far as history goes, Braun forsake his oath against my husband. It's created quite a deal of tension, one could imagine, but that was about 100 years ago, so one could say that we've gotten over it, in a way.
I see. And how long ago was this incident between your husband and Braun?
I wouldn't know. You would definitely have to ask him, which is endeavor of itself. But he pledged his allegiance to his wife, which is something that I can understand. In a way, the unicorn was a creature that they had hoped could help the people of Vale in its time. A black dragon, especially an ancient one, can affect the land greatly just by its very presence. And when they need something to cure the land, I can't imagine a creature as powerful and as pure would be so uninclined.
If that's the case, then why is it that there seems to be so much miasma still lurking around?
I would not know. Are you speaking of Lycia?
Not just Lycia, but it seems to have spread even further than that, possibly even to my own home. and I'm honestly at a loss for what to do, and this seems to really be my only option to take in hopes of curing it. But I don't know where, I don't know if this creature even exists, this godlike deity. I want to go to the south of Vale to find it, but if it's for a lost cause, then I don't want to keep wasting my time. And this is why I have been asking this information for a while now. And again, I appreciate anything and any information you could possibly give me, but if it's more or less just an old fairy tale, then I will try to find other options.
I believe, in a way, there might be something that you can seek beyond than just this creature. What is your faith to the
Really?
Wild Mother?
Yes.
Well then, perhaps a prayer for guidance.
I suppose I haven't done that in a while, so I could send one to her. He's kind of like just taking in all this information and just lets out a long exhale.
I'm sorry,
Thank
friends.
It's fine. I'm just trying to figure out where to go from here. But I honestly do appreciate all the help you could have given me.
I try to do my best to be as informed as possible. Even in moments like these, I'm even at a loss. And if what's happening in Lycia is happening around the world, I think I need to broaden my horizons then.
It might be spreading further than we both know, but all we can do is try. He says as he begins to get up. Thank you again.
Well, no problem at all. Mind if I join you for some tea?
Ah, tea sounds lovely.
And she gets up as well. And you both go head downstairs and acquire some tea. Now, as for the rest of you, you all begin to travel throughout the city, and you find yourself at... No, Bracky. Stop that.
Oh my god.
So, as all of you...
Sitting on my lap, son, it's story time.
As all of you find yourselves walking through Luxmos, and you do find yourselves at the library of Ayun.
Well, we try to go in.
I'm going to.
Are we
assume
allowed to
they're
go
not-
in?
I'm going to assume they're not going to let us in with food.
River's
What?
eating a sandwich or something in the middle of the street, isn't she?
I'm just eating the largest, like, the whole roasted chicken. Just.
You just had breakfast. When did you
You are
get a
not
chicken?
bringing that into the library where there are texts that are as old as time.
It's fine. I just finished it in 5 minutes. Give me 1 second.
When did you get a chicken? Where did you get a chicken?
Ripped it off the street and ate it.
No, she got it from the like food court.
Yeah, there are
How did none of us notice this?
several food carts. As you do
Following
take,
me around.
you technically have to go through an area where the bazaar is through. So, you know, picking up a chicken isn't hard.
Okay, how much would I have? I know it's for a J, but how much would I have cost them?
It's about a couple gold.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Alright.
She just got 500. Why not spend it on chicken?
She just got 100.
This is high
That's her
quality
split.
chicken.
What you guys don't understand is she's on chicken number 4 right now.
Hold on, isn't she the one carrying the party fund?
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I'm using my own gold.
Wait, where are you putting all this chicken? It's a mystery.
That's right. River would never take our gold, right, River?
I would never, ever take
Good to
from you
hear.
when you don't.
That's quite assuring, knowing that you would never steal from us.
Never.
So trustworthy, am I right?
So, is you guys finally make it, and River, you complete your chicken. By the time it does take you guys a while to get there either which way, down to the bone. By the way,
Why stop at the bone? Eat it.
Suck the marrow from between it.
It provides extra calcium.
I'm leaving nothing for the dogs.
all right. So, as you guys enter, you notice upon the entrance there is a familiar gnomish man to you, Lionel. He begins to look up. Yes. Hello, buddy boy.
Hello again to you, sir.
Yes, I remember you, Lionel. That's right. You're Lionel. You're
Indeed, sir. Thank you.
a steel trap. So, what brings you to the wonderful and immaculate library of Ioun?
Oh, I have no real studies to follow as of right now. I was just more interested in folklore and fairy tales around the area, so to speak.
Section 50, row 5.
Ah, excellent. And if you wouldn't mind, these are my compatriots. It would be most helpful if you could assist them any way you can.
Yes, by all means. Is there any book any of you are looking into?
Not a book, per se. I'm actually looking for someone. He's apparently been lurking around here. Do you know of an elf? Perhaps he's given you his name. Siren.
Yes, he's come across here several times. In fact, I swear I saw him earlier enter today. He's in section 99, row 10. I was looking up on some books on an old lord, a god. I'm sure. I prefer not to be in that area.
Oh, any particular reason why?
That's where they keep the texts that tell the stories before the Feyvelmark and a little bit more on Tharizdun.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you, sir. Helena's going to go off into that direction that he specified.
The rest of you?
It's Canis and Garu that are the other two that are?
Canis, Garu, and River.
And River there too.
Actually, Gar's gonna pipe up. I don't think a place with books I can't really see would really do me best. How long do you intend to stay here?
Well, I could always read to you.
Well, not really. I don't really know what I'll be looking to read for anyway, so...
Lionel rears his head back. You could learn something about guns.
That's tempting. But I think I'll take my chances elsewhere. I'll try to meet you guys back here later.
You want to train outside?
Fucking no clips through the ceiling.
He just phases through the wall.
Garu just flies off to God knows where.
He just leaps. He leaps an entire building.
Canis will just kind of
off I go.
pinch his nose and an exasperated sigh. I'll follow him and make sure he doesn't end up getting into trouble again.
All right.
I'm telling you, I didn't bring any bullets this time. I swear.
That's not the part that worries me.
Well, what
Until we
does?
get the communication things, we need to keep an eye on you.
All right, that's fair.
All right. So,
I'm this close to putting a leash on you.
That sounds inhumane.
I'm looking for a biology book.
all right. What kind of biology book?
Humanoids.
Humanoids?
Yeah.
As you ask the librarian, yes, section 60, row 2.
Very well.
And
Okay, what do we roll for these things?
all right, so, well, that depends. What are you looking for?
I already said what I was looking for. I'm just looking for fucking folklores and fairy tales about tangible things we could possibly look for around the city.
I mean, you do find by the time you get to the row, you do see that there is a number of folktale. You could probably be here for years reading each and every one of these books, and unless you're looking for something specific, everything is alphabetized.
Okay,
and
you know what? Fine. Fuck it.
yeah.
I want to look for something. I want to look for a magic item that has returning properties.
Okay. So you are looking as you begin to look around and begin to study. There is one book that seems to be a brand new record over the course of the past 100 years. It tells of a current item that does exist within the kingdom. The record in and of itself tells of a Lumerian that has yet to thaw out, but his shield that would return to him would is currently just locked and vaulted away, and it has been recorded by a number of wizards looking to try and recreate the property. It can be done. It's just that it takes a long time to do so, and you would need a very specific items and monster parts in order to recreate the spell, and possibly.
Hey Yarrow.
Yeah.
Hey Yarrow, you know what that means, right? You tell me that it's gonna take a while and it's gonna take time to find pieces to get this spell going. I want to learn the spell.
All right. I'll get to that. Hopefully this week I'll give you more information on it. As
Fair enough.
This is for your record.
Hell yeah.
All right. And River, you do find a section of biology books on humanoids to whichever specific one you are looking for.
Understood.
All right. And you could tell me unless you want to tell me here, or do you want to tell me?
Nah.
Okay. Helena.
Yes.
As you are walking through the library, it feels like by the time you reach a certain area, your friends finally split off. You feel empty in this area. It's the smell of old texts and books. You can see, some students here, some other librarians as well. And you finally start getting towards the section where you heard where your teacher is. Here, you see a Eldrin man, long ears. His hair has definitely grown out. His eyes, a cobalt blue, and you can see what looks to be the physical symbols that would entail the specifics of a Eldrin man. He is familiar. He is your teacher. And he is
A long time no see.
You see as he shuts a book and he places it on the table. Lena, it has been some time.
It has been. Lena's gonna go up to him. She'll hold her hands out for a hug.
My favorite student. And he embraces you as he gets up from the table and putting the book down from his hand.
She'll kind of squeeze him for a moment, and then she'll lean back, and then she'll promptly swat him on the chest. You have not said anything for months.
I had a
What'd you
very
think?
special mission. One that I didn't think I would have to do. I'd hoped that at least one of you would have found me.
Lord Oberon sent me after you didn't return. Suspect he might have been worried. Sent me to look after the information about the portals, too. From what I've heard, sounds like you've certainly been on the same trail that I have.
It's gotten more complicated. And I suppose the swelling shame. You remember when your master left? He left with a group of people.
No! I have heard puppers, and I did not hear what you said.
Hey, calm down. We'll let dogs inside the library.
Alright.
Little did you know that that's actually a wizard in the shape of a corgi right now.
Yeah.
It's just a little corgi waddling on its two hind legs with a fucking wizard hat and cape on.
It's
No, it's
Professor
just a
Wolfington.
knoll. This is a really small knoll.
You all look Pepperjack? Alright. A swelling shame. And you remember your master when he left with a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody by him.
Happened.
I failed. And I suppose in my hubris, I thought that this was going to be easy. When we got there, we were assaulted by these strange, malformed creatures. It was terrifying. They were chaotic. I barely escaped. So, I tried my best to discover what this was. What those things were, why this happened. And I am no closer to when I left. But I cannot return.
Heard you've been looking for a book.
An old text. And it's dangerous. But to whatever discovery I have made, it's dark. It's evil. And I need to find it.
What is it supposed to do?
In its time, it was made during the Favelmark. It was text of all deeds evil. And it also has information on the ancient gods. The ones that betrayed us, the ones that forsake this world.
How will that help?
If I know what we are fighting, then perhaps in some way I can return to the king. Show him. And perhaps we can help those who would just die further and further within those portals. And perhaps even put an end to the worst that I've seen. As you begin to stare more, it's almost as if this isn't the same teacher you remember. He was once hardened, sure, skilled. It's almost as if he's gotten softer and terrified and scared.
Helena reaches up and grips both of his shoulders. Well, you're not alone anymore. I'm here. I have friends as well. They've experienced at least a little bit what you have as well. I found some things, some information too.
Like what?
You heard of the Lumerian?
Yes. An ancient civilization disappeared off the primaterial plane during the time of the Favelmark. Why?
Well, supposedly there's a man who is a Lumerian who was beneath Herario himself, but he's encased in ice. Powerful ice, nobody's been able to melt it. But the Marians have appeared a couple of times in my investigation, and I think he might have something to do with it.
He begins to kind of go over in his mind. You see the pile of books that have just been piling up on this table. He turns and he begins to pull one over, and he begins to flip through it. An everlasting ice. Yeah. Here, look. And he shows you a page that talks about the discovery of an everlasting ice. It was discovered during the time shortly after the Favelmark, which was discovered by Wallstons, who use it as a form of transporting goods and perishables across long journeys. The ice in and of itself would be used to create bags that would, keep things cold. And the only way to make this was through a fundamentium that was found in white dragons.
She'll point at the part that says dragons. That's appeared as well in my findings.
Well,
Dragon.
Well then, if it makes sense, perhaps we're going to need a dragon. Or at least its fundamentum.
I don't know exactly it's the same thing, but one of my companions that I mentioned before is actually the son of a dragon.
He looks at you slightly confused. I mean, dragonborns do exist.
Not quite. Bahamut himself.
He looks a little bewildered. The first son.
I'd imagine you've heard the name Matilius floating around here.
I mean, it's one of many royal names, so I suppose you're right.
I don't think he breathes ice, but, you know,
I mean,
hopefully. Dragon and all. Maybe he has friends.
perhaps.
We have met an ice-breathing dragon, too. A silver one. It's not white, but... He's a chilly man, but I don't think he breathes ice. So...
Yes, Well then, this may be a valued ally to the search. Well then, he...
If you need this book, do you have any information on where it might be?
He nods. I imagine there's only very few people that would want to ever deal in this this vile book. This, I can imagine some of the seedier individuals, fanatics.
Oh, that shouldn't be a problem. I've dealt with that before. She says, giving a cheeky smile. The names of these individuals, group, whatever.
Well, there is one I could imagine would. It's a cult of Vecna.
Do I know anything about this cult?
You are aware that there are several subsects of cults that do follow the ideals of Vecna. They're often necromancers and have often given their belief to the idea of everlasting life beyond the mortal coils. Generally speaking, mostly liches and the undead would follow the concepts and the ideals of the broken death. In history, Vecna, as far as you know, disappeared. And he is considered incorporeal and broken across the prime material plane. He's never been established, but the only two things that were ever left behind this budding god was his eye and his hand.
Would I know the general time period of when Vecna disappeared, specifically because I have in my notes that the Lumerian might have been frozen by a necromancer. But I know if that maybe lines up time period wise.
There have been some speculation that the disappearance of Lemuria lines up somewhere around the time of the disappearance of Vecna. But there is no hard proof.
Does sound exceedingly promising. Not quite a group that I'd be excited to meet, but do you know where I could find them?
I can research. That I know I can do.
You'll be staying here then.
I do have to keep moving. I'm trying to find out as much as I can, but if you need me, the next place I'll be heading to is the Sholtar port. And from there...
The what port?
Sholtar port, which is west of Orakani, and far west of Lycia Bay.
Okay, I see it on the map. Alright.
And there I'll be taking a ship to Yimnan, in hopes that they might have a bit more wisdom.
I know somebody that might be very happy to hear of Yemen. Alright. There'd be a way I could contact you even more readily.
Not as of current. I mean...
Out of character, as a rogue, I get a quote-unquote contact that I know how to get a hold of. Would there be a way to do that with him? I don't currently have one.
He reaches into his bag and pulls out with what looks like to be a reddish stone with a slight talking face. My last memento. And he hands it to you. If you ever need,
Helena will take it.
if you ever need to talk to me,
Helena will tuck it away safely in her bag.
alright?
Alright. If you need me, Helena will just kind of cup his shoulders again. I'm here. And Helena will give him another hug.
Alright.
You don't have to worry. We'll figure that.
When I return to the Feywild, I want you to take me with you.
Well, of course, I'm not planning on leaving you here.
Very well. Then I'll see you in time.
Helena will let go, straighten up into a more professional stance, and give a polite bow.
And as he returns the gesture, he returns back to the books. It's off.
Hey, Helena, check out this talking Bible I found.
Check out this talking red face that I found.
Alright. So, that, Canis and Garu, and I'm assuming River as well.
Wait, I thought River was still in the library, wasn't she?
Yeah, River was in the library. Canis was following
yeah, she's-
Garu to make sure he
yeah.
doesn't end up doing his own dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
So, you two.
All right. We're just wander around a bit and see what happens.
All right. You're just in the town of Luxmos. It's relatively nice and easy. Where mostly scholars are.
This place is like a maze. You seem to be familiar with that?
How often was Canis around this area?
Relatively often, as this is where the head of the church often resides. So, it's easy to navigate for you.
It's fairly simple once you get the hang of it. I can always guide us back if we need to.
That's good to know. Is there anywhere quiet that we can go? Possibly get something to eat, maybe?
Could probably find the Church of Bahamut if you wish for somewhere quiet, or back towards the bazaar if you wish for something to eat.
Actually, let's go to the Bahamut place, wherever that is.
All right, then. He'll take Garu by the arm and lead him to the church.
All right. After a few minutes, you guys find yourself at the church. There are many crusaders here that are very recognized to your tapestry and your rank as well.
Is there somewhere like so we can sit or something? Just chill? for a bit?
Out here in the courtyard, it seems very thin. People come and go within the church's halls, but here in specific, out in the courtyard, nobody that's listening in, nobody to see around.
All right. I guess we're just gonna sit on the bench and just chill for a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I really do appreciate these moments of quiet. I know I must be a pain, but
There are times when I'm actually jealous of you for that.
really? How so?
You don't seem like you worry about anything. That you can just shut out the world, and everything is fine to you.
Well, for the most part, it is. I'm just living day to day, seeing what happens next. But you're not necessarily right about that, to be honest. Say, I didn't mean to ask you something. You're the son of Dragon, right? This Bahamut? Bahamu? Whatever it
Bahamut,
is?
yes.
How is that possible?
Well, apparently when the gods decide they want to have some kind of mortal matters, they come down from the heavens and do as they please. And for my best guess, I'm the result of such endeavor.
I guess it's really that simple, huh?
That's simple, and it makes my life so much more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, I do kind of see that, but there's some kind of solace you can get from it, you know? Knowing at least that knowing where you're from, at least. I don't really know where I'm from, to be honest. I just appeared one day at the monastery.
You are an odd sort of dragonborn, I have noticed that.
Well, yeah, and that's not just because of the, well, you know, and he taps the horns. But there was something that was said today about how, like, dragonborns aren't born from eggs and all that, and how they have how they're, like, born like another person. But there's something I know that's starting to... I'm starting to question that.
You want to know about your family, don't you?
Well, it never really crossed my mind before. For all I knew, the monks at the monastery were my family, and they still are, but there was something that I learned. You remember when we fought that blue dragon, yes? Oh, way back when?
Yes.
Well, there was something he told me that's been lingering on me. I haven't really had the chance to tell anyone because I thought it... Well, first I didn't really think they would know, or I didn't want to bother them. But the more I think about it... You promised to keep this a secret, yes?
Absolutely.
When we fought that blue dragon, he said something. He referred to me as the son of the last black dragon. I don't really know what he means, and if my monk said I was born from an egg, then maybe that makes sense. But there was something else I learned too. And I think it was a little bit after that, I had a dream. Some voice saying, at the summon of the ancestors, you will find your answer. With that and with what the blue dragon said and that, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know where I'm from. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. There's just so many things I don't know, and I try to push it off, but I just don't know what to do with it.
There's a lot more thoughts in that head than I thought there were.
Well, I do a little bit of a good job of hiding it. Mostly for others' sake. I wouldn't want to worry them.
I can understand that feeling.
But what do you think he meant? Do you think he was telling the truth? Maybe I am from, well, maybe I am from an egg, or maybe I'm not. I don't really know.
Well, do you feel like it matters where you come from?
I'm not sure. The only thing I know is my home, back in the monastery in Yinmen. But I can't go back to that for now, so I'm just forced to listen. I have to face these questions by myself. I don't really have the answers.
What's holding you back from the monastery?
Well, it's a tradition, mostly. When we reach of age, we go out into the world and practice our beliefs, Bokaido. It's mostly like, I don't really know how to explain it properly, but it's something to do with the concepts of balance and all that, and I'm not really sure. They just said we have to go out into the world, we have to maintain our beliefs, and we have to find an answer. We have to find something. Some kind of hidden truth to Bokaido, but I don't know what that is.
So you're on a pilgrimage?
I suppose so, but without a real destination, really. Like I said, I don't really know where to go. And I don't know what I'll do when I get there.
It doesn't seem like you had a destination in mind anyway.
Well, I kinda do now. The summon of my ancestors, or whatever that meant. But all I'm left with are vagaries. I just don't know anything yet. And I don't know really what I'll find when I get there. It's just so confusing.
Maybe you have to find the right question first.
Possibly, but I don't really have an idea what that would be. They just told me that it's something I'll figure out along the way. But I don't really know where to start looking, or what to start asking. I suppose I'm a little bit jealous of you. At least you know where you come from. At least you have an idea of what you want to do, right?
Not a damn clue.
I guess I was wrong about that too.
I always
Everything-
stated I can have a vacation.
I feel like everything about my life is expected that I have to be like my father.
Maybe you don't have to be.
Then I guess I would go down in history as the only Asmar that wasted their potential.
I wouldn't really call it wasted, more like use it in a different way, yes? Yeah, I take it that's no. But that's okay.
Gar, you remember back in when we were in Lycia Bay, talking to those Modrons, the small mechanical fellows, right?
Yes.
And we were figuring out everything about the portals and the miasma. The last thing it said to me was that my father needed help.
It did?
Yes.
Oh, that's troubling. But where would we find him?
I have no idea. And that a god would need my help. That has been haunting me since I heard it. I have no idea where to start. And I have just no idea what to do.
Oh, that does sound concerning. It seems like we both don't know where to go after all. What to do. We don't know what our fathers want, and we don't even know what our father is. It's quite ironic, don't you think?
Ah, gods help us.
Well, maybe we don't need them. I'm sure if you, me, and everyone else, we can find them all together. Right?
Here's hoping, I guess.
Here's hoping. And then we just go back to silence and just chill.
All right.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
After you guys fist bump, do a little bit of people watching before you return back to your friends. And with that, so we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's game, everyone.
Hey!
Man, look at all these wacky kids with their anxiety and problems.
The story to be told.
Fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna become a freelance artist.
Meanwhile, there's there's Lionel. No, not me. Fucking love me.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, you have
Main
become a
explosion.
disappointment.
All right. Well, that spaghetti took longer to eat than I thought it would.
What were you eating?
Spaghetti.
Jesus Christ.
Spaghetti.
All right. So,
Delicious ravioli.
so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead, call it a night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you guys for watching. And next week will be part 1 of our 2-part Christmas special, Nightmare of Christmas, which will involve our friends over at the our friends Puffin Forest, Monty Glue, Joe Cat, and of course, as well as our artist here, Bracky, who did the art for the show. So if
Yeah, that nerd, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
so
A freelance artist.
so
A piece of shit.
So come back the usual time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then part 2 will come the week after, and then we will be back for right after New Year's, which will be on the 5th of January. So until then, thank you guys so much. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy
Have a
Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Whatever you
Murray
celebrate.
Crimbo.
Mark.
Love you all so very much. We'll see you then.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Holy shit, it's Christmas! Merry Christmas.
Greetings from non-denominational Mr. Winter.